So to get started on this crochet bunny top, we're going to start with the ears. So we're going to start with our pink category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and we're going to start off by making a chain that is 4.5 inches. And we're going to make this cup a little bit longer than we make our normal cups because bunnies have long ears. Once we have our 4.5 inches, we are going to block off our last loop, chain up one, and we're going to go ahead and insert our hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the second loop from the hook, with a single crochet. And we're going to single crochet once into every loop, going back down our chain. So I went ahead and single crocheted once into every loop, leaving the last loop. And from here, we're just going to do an increase of 3. So go ahead and insert your hook into that last loop and do 3 single crochet into that loop. And once we have our 3 single crochet, as you can see, it's starting to turn our work a little bit. And we are going to single crochet once into every loop, going back down the opposite way of our chain. Once we single crocheted, going back down the other way of our chain, now we're going to keep doing the same thing. So we're going to chain up one, flip our work, single crochet once into every loop that we have until we get to that increase of 3 that we have. Once we get to that second increase that we get, go ahead and do another increase of 3 single crochet, and keep doing that, going back and forth until you get the size that you need. And I will keep going until the base of my pink portion is 3 inches and the height is just a little bit over 5 inches. Once when I get the size that I want for the inside of the bunny ears, now I'm going to introduce our second color, and I'm going to be using a white. So from here, all we're going to do is insert the white, cut the pink, and then tie the pink with the white to make sure that they're secure. And from here, we're going to keep doing the same thing until you get the actual cup size that you want. So I'm going to keep going with my next color until I get a complete base of 5 inches and a height of 6.5 inches. And once we have the size that we want, we're going to chain up one and cut. And we're going to do the same thing one more time. And once we have those 2 cups done, now we're going to be working on the bottom band. So go ahead and take your yarn, make a slip knot. Go ahead and make a chain that will fit around your torso, and mine is going to be about 15 inches. Once we have our chain, we're going to block off the last chain, chain up one extra, insert your hook into the second loop from the hook or the chain that we blocked off, and single crochet once into every loop, going back down our chain. And once we get to the end, go ahead and chain up one, flip our work, and single crochet going back down. And we're going to keep doing that until we get the size that we want, and the thickness of my band will be roughly 4.5 inches. And once when you're done making your bottom band, now we're going to start working on a side panel. So from here, we're just going to chain up one, and then we're going to be working into all of these side single crochets, and we're going to be inserting our hook with a single crochet. And there aren't going to be any real loops for us to go into, so you're just going to have to figure it out, but just do 1 row of single crochet. Now we're going to be working on a row of net so that we can tie in the back. So what we're going to do is chain up 5. The first 3 counts as a double crochet. Flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, count out 2 loops, double crochet into that 3rd loop, and we have our first net. Do that one more time. Go ahead and chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, count out 2 loops, insert our double crochet into the 3rd loop, and keep doing this all the way down. Once we have our rows of net done, we are going to chain up 1, flip our work, and single crochet into every loop that we have to make this last row more sturdy. And then once we get to the end, chain 1 and cut, and do the same thing on the other side. Once we have our 2 side panels done, now we're going to take our cup and attach it, and this is going to be the same for both cups, but we're just going to be working with one. The first thing that you have to do is indicate where the middle is. And once we have that, we're going to sandwich the cup right next to the bottom band. And then once when we're here, we're going to insert our hook in through the bottom band, and then also through the cup. Once we have our hook through both, we're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook, and we're going to pull that slip knot through both of the loops that's on our hook. And from here, we're going to chain up 1 to secure it. Then we're going to be inserting our hook in through the bottom band, and then also in through the bottom of the cup using a single crochet. And we're going to keep doing that until we get to the end of the cup. Once we get to the end, go ahead and cut and tie. Then we're going to do it one more time for the other cup. Once we've connected our 2 cups, the next thing that we're going to do is make the neck straps and the back strap, and I've already done one neck strap. So from here, we're going to grab our yarn, insert our hook into the peak of this cup, insert our slip knot, and then I'm going to make a chain that equals out 22 inches. And now that both neck straps are done, now I'm going to work on my back strap, and that is just going to be a regular chain, and mine is going to be 60 inches. So now that we have the neck straps and the back straps done, now we're going to work on our cute little bunny face. So from here, I'm working with a darker color yarn. I have a dark gray, and we're going to be putting 2 eyes and then a nose. So from here, we're going to insert our yarn onto our tapestry needle, but you can use your hook, you can use whatever you like, and then we're going to go in from the bottom wherever you want the eyes to start. I want mine to be about right here. We're going to insert our hook in through one loop, and we're going to go in through the next, and we're going to do that a couple times just to make it a little bit thicker. And once we have this little slit, we're going to go underneath and cut the working yarn. And once we cut it, we're just going to tie it underneath, and we're going to do one more eye. And now that we have our eyes, we're going to be working on our nose, and my nose is going to be pink, so I'm going to grab my pink yarn, insert it onto my tapestry needle, and I'm going to try to make a triangle shape with the pink for the nose. So we're going to figure out where the middle part is in between the eyes. We're going to go underneath, and then we're going to go across first, just like how we did with the eyes, and then we're going to go one underneath as well. So the one underneath will be right about here, and then we're going to go back into the first loop that we went into to try and make a triangle. And then we're going to go on the other side, and then right down the middle. And right here we have a little triangle, and from here we're going to try to just color this in. So these aren't going to go into any particular loops, we're just going to color in the little white spot that we have in between our triangle. And this is what I have for my nose. And then from here, we're going to flip this over, cut the working yarn, and then tie it together. So I've just now decided that I also want to add some whiskers, because why not? So we're going to go back in with our gray yarn, grab our tapestry needle, and then we're going to go into wherever you decide the cheeks are. So mine are going to be around right here. We're going to insert our hook in through the bottom, and my whiskers are going to be relatively short. So we're just going to go in wherever we want, and then I'm going to do a couple. So I'm going to insert my hook back into where I did my first loop, pull that through, and we're going to do this a couple more times. I'm going to stagger them and make them a little bit different sizes as well. But this is what I want to have. Once we have that, go ahead and flip this over and cut the working yarn, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then once when we have this, one of the last things that we have to do is weaving in our ends. And this is what we got once we've woven in all of our ends. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned because I got a video coming out once every day this week. But if y'all remake this, go ahead and send it to me on Instagram and or Twitter, both at TCDDIY. If you haven't already, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Lastly, if you have any questions about the yarn or the hooks, those links will be in the description, and if you use those links, I get a little kickback. But either way, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.